Hey there, hero. It's David H. Lawrence, the 17th, and I recently attended a seminar, something that I went to learn specifically from. And it was a big room, it was about 1,000 people, and there were lots and lots of presentations going on a stage that was some distance away from where I was sitting. And right in front of me was a gentleman who refused to turn off his phone. His phone kept dinging and ringing, and he actually took a call during the session. One of the people that was administering the whole thing came over to him and told him to turn his phone off, and he said no. And uh, the guy said, "What do you mean no?" And he said, "I have an app on this phone that won't let me turn it off. It won't let me turn it down. It won't let me turn off the volume because I work for a university, and this app makes sure that when my provost messages me, I hear it because I need to know that." And the administrator said, "Well, you're going to have to leave then because you have to choose whether or not you want to be here or be on call with your provost, was it?" Yeah. And so he got really bent out of shape and he left. But it reminded me of all these things that we kind of prioritize when we're presented with an opportunity. And in this case, it was a learning opportunity. It was a great learning opportunity. It was one that I had been looking forward to for quite some time. And the three things that came to mind are the three things that I have on the inside front page of my notebook to remind myself as I begin a training session or as I begin to learn something or watch a presentation or watch something online. And these statements are statements that you really shouldn't say to yourself. Shouldn't say to yourself. I'm shooting all over you. I sure am. But these three statements usually let you know how important the session is that you're about to do. So the three statements I say to myself are: number one, I don't say to myself are, "I knew that." Like when the presenter gives me something that I already knew, I go, "Oh, well, I knew that." Because it kind of turns your brain off and you don't maybe hear the rest of what he or she has to say. And you never know when there's a twist. I love twists. I love making statements and saying, "Wait a minute, is that really true?" Or here's an adjustment on that might, just click things into place for you that are really cool. So try to avoid the statement, "I knew that already," or "I knew that," right? The second one is, "I disagree." When you disagree with something that the presenter says, just note that and acknowledge that you want to listen more to what they have to say. When we have that knee-jerk reaction, we hear somebody say something and we know it's not true because we've heard or we've researched or we have experience or I firmly believe, and I disagree. If you avoid saying "I disagree" and you use the phrase that I gave you in another video, which is, "How do you know that?" As opposed to "I disagree." I disagree is kind of a door closer, right? I disagree, so I'm not listening anymore. And all of these things kind of stop you from getting the most out of things. But perhaps there might be a few things that I don't know. And, it's happened. So I tend to, avoid saying "I disagree" and instead say, I wonder how he or she knows that. And hopefully when they present, they tell you that. And then the third one, and this is one that if you say this and you really mean it, then you kind of have to ask yourself, should you be here anyway? And this kind of ties into what Mr. I'm at the college provost's beck and call had to say. That's a very long German last name. No offense to my German viewers. But that statement is, "I need to have my email open," or "I need to have my phone on. I need to know what's going on." For you as a performer, let me ask you this question. Would you say that if you were going in for an audition? Would you say that if you were going into work, on set, or on stage, or in a studio? Would you say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I need to have my phone on"? No. Those are really sacrosanct moments. You would never do that. And if you did, you should go find something else to do because this business isn't for you. But then you have to ask yourself, is this training experience, is this learning experience as important to me as going in for an audition, going in to do a job, going into a studio or on stage, going on a first date, things that are really, really important, you know. I need to check my email. I was just flummoxed. The people in my row were just like looking at each other going, really? I mean, and this was not inexpensive. This event that I attended, it was $600. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if his college sent him to this, they should know how much money they wasted. And let's say there was an app that wouldn't let you turn the volume down. I think that might be something that Apple would reject, but I don't know. I'm just an app developer. But think about that. It's like, why would that be the case? What position below the provost is so important that they have to have their phone on 24/7 or whatever? Anyway, I don't know. It remains a mystery to me. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Does this make sense to you? Is this something that maybe you can put to good use? Let me know in the comments below this video. Just scroll down. You'll see the place where you can leave comments on voheroes.com. And if you'd like to get on my mailing list, again, get on the list. I'd love to have you. Below the comments area is a box you can fill in, and you'll be on the list. I'd love to be able to tell you when these videos come out. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. I thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.